Hey you guys, this is Mr. Sal. I just need to get this one done, so I may do these a little quickly. If you need to stop or pause the video, go ahead and feel free to do so. But let's do a few of these and see how it goes. So when we see problems like this, we should be able to combine the like terms. For example, if I had 5x's and subtracted 4x's, I should have 1x, right? Now over here I've got 4 minus 8, which would give us a negative 4. But then I've still got this plus 3, and these are equal. Now I don't need the 1 with the x, so I can just make this x equals, and then I can combine the negative 4 and 3. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. Now number 6 here, this one has some distribution that we'll need. For example, I'll have to distribute this 2 into the parentheses. Now we have to remember what multiplication is. This is telling us that we have two sets of y minus 5. So that would give us 2 y's. And 2 minus 5's would be a minus 10 right there. Now the rest of it stays the same. And once again, we can look to combine like terms here. So the 2y minus the 4y would be negative 2y. And again, everything stays the same. So what we need to do is get the y's on their own side of the equal sign. So we don't want to have that minus 10 there. That means we can go ahead and add 10 to both sides, like this. So I drop that negative 2y, and now I've just got 2 plus 10, which is 12. So to finally solve this one, we'll just divide both sides by negative 2, so that we're just left with the y, which equals 12 divided by negative 2 is negative 6. And that would be our answer. So let's look at 9, because this one's a little different and people get really confused with that 0 value. The 0 is not going to make any difference in this. What will is the distribution. And right here, this is actually a negative 6 that we're distributing into this. And if we keep the sign as the operation, which I'll show you in a moment, then we don't have to worry about whether we're adding or subtracting. So for example, 3 times 3 is 9. Now here I look at this as 3 times negative y, or negative 1y, which would be negative 3y. Now I go to this next set. Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. See how I wrote that? Negative 18, which really comes out as minus 18 there. Same with this next part. Negative 6 times y, or negative 6 times 1y, would give us negative 6y. Now I'm just looking to combine like terms. So I have my constants, 9 and negative 18, which when I combine those I get negative 9. And you should be able to use a calculator on that too. Here I've got negative 3y with this negative 6y, which comes out to be negative 9y. Now of course this should equal 0. I've got this negative 9 here, which I don't want with my negative 9y. So I need to get rid of it by adding 9 to both sides. So that's going to drop the negative 9y. See, and this zeroes out, and then I've got 0 plus 9, which is 9, and 9 equals negative 9y. So to solve, all I'll need to do is divide both sides by negative 9. See, and that gives me my 1y. I don't need to show the 1 there. 9 divided by negative 9 is negative 1. Now, of course, you should be checking these. Plug the y value back in up here where we started. For example, replace this y with negative 1 and this y with negative 1, and just make sure you get a true statement. Alright, then we got this 12. So 12, this is really minus 1 right here. And so when I distribute, I can be looking to distribute a negative 1. So negative 1 times 3a would be negative 3a. Negative 1 times negative 5 would be a positive 5 right here. And everything else remains the same. So, once again, looking to combine like terms, I can combine my a's right here. So 2a minus 3a plus 2a, that should give me a 1a, which is good. The 1, again, we don't really need. And then we had that 5, which really doesn't have anything to combine with right now. So I've got a plus 5 equals 6. And then to solve this, I'll subtract 5 from both sides, which leaves me with the a equals 1. And of course, don't forget to check your answers on those.